So this video gets really rushed at the end, and the reason for that is 1, my battery was dying, 2, my storage was also running out, 3, my housemate came back, so yeah. Hey there, it's Nabila. It's absolutely insane to think that half the year has gone by. I feel like just yesterday it turned 2017. See, my mind is still in 2016. And last year, I had committed myself to doing wrap-ups and then I stopped. So today I thought I would tell you kind of all the books that I read between January till June, but I am horrible when it comes to doing wrap-ups because I tend to ramble and I tend to say the same things for each book. I'm not very creative or eloquent when it comes to wrap-ups, unfortunately. So today I thought I would do a tag instead that kind of takes you through my reading journey so far, and it is called the Mid-Year Book Freakout tag. It was created around 2 years ago by Chami from Red Like Wildfire. I love her. Let's get to it. Prior to this video, I had actually only read 16 books, and I was like, you know what, it would be cool if I had read 17 books because, you know, it's 2017. So I quickly read Miss Marvel. So now I have read 17 books in the year of 2017. Which is perfect. So the first question is best book you've read in 2017, and this one, hands down, is The Diviners by Libba Bray. I'm not usually an audiobook type of person, but for this book, I would 10 out of 10 recommend you to listen to the audiobook instead of reading it. I actually already have a physical copy of the book back home, and I was in the mood to listen to an audiobook, and I had like free Audible trial and I was getting like free credit. So I asked for recommendations, and then somebody mentioned The Diviners, and I've also read and loved Libba Bray's Gemma Doyle series when I was in like middle school or something. So I picked it up and listened to it, and it was amazing. It took a really long time for me to get through it. It's like a 20-hour audiobook, but it is so good. The narrator, I think her name is, I can't remember her name. Is her name January Lavoie, I think? But she is such a good narrator. The book takes place in New York in 1926, and there's like a huge cast of characters, and she does the voices for all the characters, and it is just perfect for each and every one. It's very distinct, so you can tell one character from the other. Her accent, her tone, her voice, it was perfect. It's also kind of slow in the beginning, mainly because there are so many characters, so I think she was like building up the characters, building up the world. Well, it's not really a fantasy story. It's what do you call those? Urban fantasies, where it's like the real world, but there's like magical elements to it. I loved it so much. I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars, and I'm not usually an audiobook person, so if I'm recommending you an audiobook, you know it's good. Best sequel you've read so far in 2017, and this one will have to be, do I have the book with me? Yes. Always and Forever, Lara Jean by Jenny Han. I absolutely adored this one, and I have to say I think this one might be my favorite of the three, just because it was a little more relatable, and I feel like in the first 2 books Lara Jean was a little immature, and she still is kind of immature, but she's like grown up, and I'm just so proud of her, and there's so many things that I can relate to this one. And you know, it's just such cute fluff. I tabbed so many of my favorite scenes. I absolutely gushed over this book the entire time. I actually also read the first 2 books prior to reading this one, so that my mind would be fresh for this one, because it's been such a long time. It was a great reading experience. It made me so happy. Next question is new release that you haven't read yet but you really want to. I have quite a number for this one. Really, I'm just showing off all the books that I got. But the first one is Flame in the Mist by Renée Ahdieh. If you guys have known me for a while, you know how much I love Renée Ahdieh's writing, and I cannot wait to read this because not only is it Renée Ahdieh, but it's also like a Mulan inspired retelling type of thing, which sounds really cool. And you know, I'm all for badass female characters. The next one that I really want to read, but I can't because it's Ramadan and you know, I'm not living the haram life, is A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J Maas. I actually already read, I think halfway through. Ooh, well, lost my page. I actually already read halfway through before exams, so then the exam started, so I was like, you know what, I'll read after exams because I don't have the time for this. But then Ramadan started, and yeah, you know, sexy times ahead, kind of trying to avoid that. And the next book that I really cannot wait to read is Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare. I bought this the week it came out, mainly because of the blue stained pages. And I have heard a lot of reactions to this book and I'm really intrigued, but also scared because I really love the characters in this book. The next question is my most anticipated release in the second half of the year, and this one will definitely have to be Saints and Misfits. You guys know how much I have absolutely been like wanting this book ever since the very first time I heard about it, because it features a Muslim girl. Just everything that I need. Muslim representation. Its biggest disappointment, and that will definitely have to be Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I just had a lot of hopes for this, especially when I heard it had like a circus theme to it. I really enjoyed the first half, and then the second half it was just kind of all over the place. It didn't live up to my expectations, unfortunately. Next question is biggest surprise, and this one will have to be Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. It wasn't really the book, like the content of the book, that surprised me, because I already knew a lot of people loved it and I knew that I was probably gonna love it because I'm easy to please, honestly. But it was the fact that I listened to the audiobook and I actually enjoyed it, maybe because I'm partial to Lin-Manuel Miranda's voice. I've only listened to like The Martian on audiobook and Harry Potter on audiobook. So like this was my first contemporary and I wasn't sure if it was gonna be good or not, but I really enjoyed it, surprisingly enough, and I actually like got through it and I really liked it. Next question is favorite new author, either debut or new to you. I have two for this one. The first one is Night Owls by Jen Bennett. I had never read any Jen Bennett book prior to this one and I really enjoyed this, and I think her new book Alex Approximately is out and I'm really keen on getting that one after my book buying ban. Another favorite debut author is Catherine Weber, who wrote Wing Jones. I really enjoyed this one. It was just a very nice story about like a coming of age type of story. The story is centered around like the themes of family, which I really like. You know, a lot of contemporary books nowadays, it centers around like love. And I mean, that's great, but you know, something different is nice. Next question is your newest fictional crush, and this one will have to be Rishi from When Dimple Met Rishi. He is just, first of all, this book is just so good. It has to be one of my favorites of this year. And I love Dimple so much, but I also love Rishi because of how respectful he is of Dimple and like her ambitiousness, and he's cute and nerdy and geeky, and I love that so much. And also Sanya Menon is such a sweetheart. I actually got this book for review and I will be reviewing it. I just wanted to reread it first. Next question is newest favorite character, and I tried to pick different books for different questions, so you know I can kind of tell you all the books that I read this year. But for this one I would have to go back to The Diviners because I just really love this character. Her name is Evie O'Neill. She is one of the main characters of the book. And she's just, first of all, she's really sassy and funny. Second of all, she's very confident and sure of herself, and she doesn't take shit from anyone, and I really love that. She's also a very, I don't know, she's a very well-developed character. Honestly, all the characters in that book are very well developed, and it's such a surprise to me because there are so many characters, and the way she develops each and every character and makes them very complex and not just like plain and simple and bland blows my mind. The next question is book that made you cry. It is The Rose and the Dagger by Renee Ahdieh. There's this one specific scene that I just sobbed, and yeah, I definitely preferred The Wrath and the Dawn over The Rose and the Dagger, but my heart was really happy to see Khalid and Shahrazad back together again. Next question is book that made you happy, and this one I will definitely have to say Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda. It's just a really cute and fluffy book, and I'm also really excited about the movie. Cast looks really fantastic, so. My housemate just came back with her friends, and I'm shy to film, but I've already filmed most of the video, so what do I do? Next question is favorite book to film adaptation. I haven't watched a lot of book to film adaptations this year, but I did watch book to TV adaptations, and I think that counts. And hands down, it will have to be A Series of Unfortunate Events. That series was my childhood, and I was really devastated and frustrated with the movie, and so when I heard that Netflix picked it up, I was really excited. They did a really great job. They kept as close to the plot as possible, which I appreciate. The settings the detail of the settings. It really sets the tone of the TV series. I was a little skeptical on Neil Patrick Harris being Count Olaf. The character of Count Olaf is actually really difficult to portray because he is scary, but he's also borderline like funny and ridiculous. But I think he did a good job at portraying that. It was a little difficult to get past the fact that it was Barney Stinson playing Count Olaf, but I managed to. Next question is favorite video that you've done, and I haven't done a lot of videos this year, unfortunately, so I guess I'll have to say my reflections and resolutions video. I don't know, I kind of like the personal videos, and I don't get too personal on this channel often, so it felt nice to kind of share this with you. The next question is most beautiful book you've bought or received. For this question, I'm just going to take the opportunity to show you some of the books that I received during my birthday, and even though my birthday was last year, I didn't do a birthday haul video, and it was in December anyway, so it's close enough. I received from three of my favorite people is Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I've already read this book, but they gave me the hardcover, like, and you guys know how much I love this book, and it's just, it's so pretty. I'm gonna sell my Gemina so I can get a hard copy to match. Another book that I received for my birthday from the wonderful Ngok is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I don't need to say a lot for this. You guys know how beautiful it is. The illustrations are absolutely stunning. And funny story, but another one of my best friends got me this Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets illustrated edition, but he told me once I received the book from Ngok, he told me that I could exchange mine for something else, and I got The Case of the Beasts, Explore the Film Wizardry of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And it's kind of like a case where it's kind of mixed media because it has like posters and like passports and stickers and stuff, which is just really cool. Look at that. That's really cool. And the last question is, what books do you want to read by the end of this year? Honestly, I just want to cut down on my physical TBR pile. So Court of Wings and Ruin, Lord of Shadows, Strange the Dreamer, The Hate You Give, Sun's Also a Star, Release, Flame in the Mist. Some of the other books that I read but didn't mention in this is Winter and Crest by Marissa Meyer, Fill-In Boyfriend, and Since You've Been Gone. Let me know down below what is your favorite book that you've read so far this year, and what is your most anticipated release the second half of the year. That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys soon with another video. Bye!